Welcome to Nintendo Engineers. I'm your host, Chris Dionysus, and we are here for the review of, we have it on the list here, Sparkle 2 Evo, which is a pretty cool game, and we're going to just jump right into it and see what I think of it. Roll the pictures. Sparkle 2 Evo is a pretty interesting game, as you can tell by the images on your screen. It is a game where you're like a microorganism and you're going around hunting for food and things like that. Now, the way that I sort of played it is there's two modes. There's a versus mode where other micro organisms are trying to eat food and become bigger, and you're racing against it, or you can do it by yourself. And I felt that that was an interesting sort of look into microorganisms and things like that. I think the setting for the game is pretty interesting, pretty cool. Now, you can get bigger and bigger and you get to a certain size, and that's how you win the stage, and you move on and things like that. And you press the shoulder buttons and you move down and up like a well in a way. You're going down levels and going up in this sort of micro type world that it creates. Eating different bits and pieces and enemies and things like that. Now, I thought that the music was really cool. I think it has a very nice, relaxing sort of vibe to it, which definitely makes the game more interesting and more enjoyable. But I think for me, and the graphics is fine too. I think they were fine. I think the problem is the gameplay itself. It's not particularly exciting, and sometimes I think it can be quite boring in terms of just the idea of eating other things in the game and little bits and pieces here and there just didn't really hold my interest for very long. And I tried really hard because I really felt like, this seems like a pretty cool game. And I was really trying to get into it, but after a while, it just feels too much of the same. Just eating other microorganisms and things like that. The challenge just sort of disappeared after a while, and it does get fairly repetitive after time. But this is the second game in somewhat of a trilogy, so there must be an audience out there that enjoys this sort of stuff. So let's head back to the Nintendo Ninja News desk. So, what do I give the Sparkle 2 Evo game out of 10? I'm going to probably give it a 6 out of 10. I think that the graphics and the music is good and the gameplay is fine, but after a while, that I said in my review, I just was slowly losing interest after a while because it just feels too repetitive, the game, and it just, sometimes you could even fall asleep during it because it's that relaxing, the game. And it doesn't, I didn't know if it was a simulation game that I was meant to be challenged or I meant to be relaxing in it, because I didn't really feel any vibe of urgency in the game. And that's where it sort of fell down for me, I'm afraid. So 6 out of 10, I feel like I'm kind of being a little generous in the review, but I do think the music and the graphics is quite nice. There's a good foundation to build up from there. So that is it for me, and I shall see you later on.